I'm in love! I'm in love! Yippee! Xenu? I do my own stuff! Welcome to the Cruising Altitude Podcast, a podcast dedicated entirely to Tom Cruise. I'm your host, Blake, but you may also know me as Smokey's Videos, and this is my co-host, Saul.
Sup?
God, you're the cool bad boy of the podcast. Saul, before we begin, I have a few notes that I made. The first is, I think it was last month, I was wondering what the first movie that ended in a freeze frame was. Apparently, it was Alfred Hitchcock's 1928 film, Champagne.
1928?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's a while ago.
Yeah.
That's like more than 20 years ago.
Yeah, at least 5. And the second note I have is that this month, on October 10th, is Tom Cruise Day.
Nice.
You remember that?
It's like...
It's the holiday in Japan.
Oh.
That they celebrate Tom Cruise each year.
Japanese people have like some... like really interesting obsessions with Western actors. There's like, I think he like passed away recently, but it's like a certain type of film.
Porn?
Yeah. They called him Big Brother Billy, something
What?
like that.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like he became like an internet meme basically, and now they all called him Aniki, which is like Big Brother.
Oh. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I know about Two-Tone Malone.
He's also famous in Japan, or?
Yeah, I don't know about Japan.
Aw, he's like a cat.
Yeah, he loves getting pets. Two-Tone Malone. We're really diving deep into the R rating for this podcast episode. He's called that because his last name is Malone, maybe, or that's just his stage name. But his dick is 2 different tones.
Oh. I did not think that's what you were going to say.
Half his body is Caucasian and half is... like,
yeah, I just thought he was like a mixed dude.
No.
Is he related to Post Malone?
Yeah, he's actually his brother. It's his dad.
Oh.
His dad brother. Not dissing to Post Malone for saying he's inbred or anything. I like his music. I like his raspy smoker voice.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way.
Yeah, my son, flow.
He has a little...
He has a tracheotomy. So this episode, you brought notes.
Yep.
Did you have any notes that you want to say before the episode begins, or were those specifically for the movie discussion?
Yeah, but one of them is my favorite, and I guess you'll find out later what it means, but I wrote, Quarrel's a whorrel. And a little surprise emoji.
Oh my god, you did try that. Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This movie's so...
Is it bad that when I saw her, she's like, she does not look like love interest potential?
I was
and
so
I was
confused.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, what the That's such a weird fucking bar.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, he just hit his ears all over us. My dog's here, everybody. He's our running guest for the podcast. My dog, Turk. So, as always, we begin the episode of the podcast with 4 Tom Cruise fun facts. And as I have been stating more and more as the show goes on, I'm running out. I was thinking about reusing some, but I found some more. I'm going to close this door. I don't know if the microphone was picking up that telephone ring. First fun fact. Mission Impossible, released in 1996, was the first venture produced by Tom Cruise. The movie was co-produced by Cruise/Wagner Productions, which Tom had formed with his ex-talent agent, Paula Wagner, in 1993. Is that a fun fact?
Yeah, but it like...
What about...
his name, the name for it?
Cruise Wagner?
Yeah.
It sounds like a Die Hard ripoff film. Like that's the villain, but he's Austrian instead of German. Fun fact number 2. Due to his views regarding Scientology, one of the most famous Google searches regarding Tom Cruise is a website by the name TomCruisesNuts.com. Tom Cruise's only biological daughter, Suri Cruise. You want to know what her name stands for in the Japanese language?
What is it? Suri?
Yeah, S-U-R-I.
Suri.
Suri.
No, I don't know.
There's no fucking way you would have gotten this. Pickpocket.
Huh. That's interesting name.
Mm-hmm. Especially since she's like in charge of Scientology or something now.
Oh.
I remember that was a news bit that I had a few months ago. What was that you're mouthing to me, Saul? Is there something you want our Scientologist viewers to hear?
I said that's so cool. But I wonder if he like knew what that word meant, or he just thought it was a pretty word and didn't bother to like translate it.
I wonder when year she was born. What if she was born like... Oh, no, there's no way she was born after The Way of the Samurai, because that was like 2005.
Maybe she was born like on the set.
Oh god. Oh god. There's a birth scene, but Tom Cruise is like, we gotta do it real.
He gave birth to her.
Oh. He just loves cinema that much. And finally, my fourth fun fact about Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise's craze for Scientology has certainly left his popularity go downhill. The problem is not his support, but the way he has supported Wait, what? The problem is not his support, but the way he has supported Scientology. It has caused him to lose a contract with Paramount after a 14-year-long partnership, although Tom Cruise has been the most profitable actor ever for Paramount. Apart from that, Marketing Evaluations, Inc., a company famous for conducting market research and providing opinion polls, shed light on Tom Cruise's Q score, a measurement of the appeal for a celebrity. The analysis made it obvious that Tom Cruise's popularity, or in words, Q score, has gone down by 40%, according to Market Evaluation. He is one of those celebrities that ordinary people would not like to be friends with.
Oh. I mean, he seems like a fun guy to hang out with for like 10 minutes.
What are you licking, Turk? I'm afraid he's gonna pull this microphone cable with his snoot. All right, let's move on to some cocktail facts. I really missed the chance to like put recipes for cocktails in this segment. Damn it. Hindsight's always 20/20. Mm-hmm. This is the synopsis I stole from IMDb. A talented New York City bartender takes a job at a bar in Jamaica and falls in love.
I mean, that's the whole movie, yeah. Yeah,
he's talented. About to say, I don't know about successful, but it doesn't say anything about being successful.
I don't know about talent.
Directed by Roger Donaldson, starring Bryan Brown, Elisabeth Shue, Lisa Baines, Gina Gershon, Ron Dean, and Tom Cruise. It had a budget of $13.8 million, maybe, or no, wait, hold on,
maybe.
I actually don't know the budget because this is from The Hustler. Oh. I take the previous month's file and just rename everything. Let's just make up what the budget was. What do you think it was?
If it had just been in that one place, what was this? What was the first, like where his uncle lived?
Oh, just like in fucking like the Bronx or somewhere, like some shitty part of New York.
If it had been there, I would say like 15 million.
Okay.
But since they went to Jamaica, allegedly, I don't know if that's really.
Actually, they didn't film in New York. They filmed in Vancouver.
Oh.
One of the early films to actually do that, which is now like a running tradition.
17 million. That's my guess.
Okay, I'm gonna say 5 million. What do you think they got back in box office?
60 million.
Oh man, I'm gonna say $300 million.
Even though it's not a good movie.
It was very popular. It was a good movie.
Oh.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Based on the novel by Haywood Gould of the same name. Gould also wrote the screenplay, as I said earlier. He also wrote the screenplay for another Tom Cruise movie, Rolling Thunder.
Oh.
And Boys from Brazil, which is weird because we talked about that, I think, last month. Do you remember that? It's the movie where the guy clones Hitler a bunch of times.
Oh, yeah.
And we had an idea for that to be Tom Cruise. Again, please nobody steal that idea. We're working on it. We're working on the screenplay right now. Screenwriter, he also did the book, based on his experiences as a bartender in the late 70s and early 80s. Ron Dean, who played Uncle Pat, co-starred with Cruise in Risky Business.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Which one's that one again?
That's the one where he falls in love with the hooker and she steals his egg.
Oh. Oh, yeah. He was in that?
Uh-huh. You want to know who he played?
His father?
No.
Was he the... No. Was that a younger dude? No. Shit. My next guess was like the dude that like takes everything from him at the end.
Oh, what was the nickname? The Guido the Killer Pimp?
Yeah.
No.
But it wasn't him, yeah.
He was Detective with Bullhorn.
I don't remember.
I couldn't remember at first either, but then I remembered the weird dream sex scene he has, where he's having sex with the woman, or the hot girl or whatever from his school, and then suddenly the police show up outside.
Oh yeah, that was...
He's the detective.
Yeah.
He also was in Color of Money. You want to guess who?
One of the judges at the tournament?
You are very close. He was Guy in Crowd.
Oh. That could have been anybody.
Even Ron Dean. Actress Gina Gershon stated in a podcast interview that her bed scene with Tom Cruise, he knew that she was extremely ticklish and tickled her so hard that they both fell off the bed. It was, in fact, the take used in the film.
That was a weird scene.
I don't remember that scene.
Yeah,
I don't know who Gina Gershon is or who she played in this movie.
She was the...
Was she the photographer?
The first girl, yeah.
Coral?
Yeah, Coral.
Fucking... I had no idea of anybody's name in this movie except for Brian and Doug.
Yeah, same.
Like, the women in the... This is not a good movie. Like, if you want to study feminism in film, this is the one that you study when you're, like, terrible examples of women in film.
True.
All that they're used for are fucking sex objects. Especially Doug's wife.
Yeah.
And her fucking weird Scotch tape bikini. The term for the flamboyant tending of a bar by Brian Flanagan, Tom Cruise, and Doug Coughlin, Bryan Brown, is called flair bartending, which is an acrobatic bartending skill. John Bandy, a flair bartender, actually trained Tom Cruise for the film.
Oh.
So he's getting his own stunts.
I think that was one of my notes. Like, I wonder how many bottles he broke trying to do all those tricks.
Apparently I saw somewhere, this doesn't have anything to do with breaking bottles, but like all the bottles that they flip around are all the exact same ones.
Oh.
It's all like bottles of gin or something.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some fun alternative casting for the film. Keanu Reeves, John Travolta, Rob Lowe, Tom Hanks, Steve Guttenberg, Bill Murray, and Jeff Bridges were all considered for the role of Brian Flanagan. Brian Flanagan. But Hanks couldn't accept the role due to scheduling conflicts in Big. Or with Big. What if... Imagine any of them.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Rob Lowe before his sex tape. Or after?
During.
Oh, man.
Do you think Keanu Reeves could have sold that, like, super energetic bartender?
No. No, I do not. But you know who could have?
Tom Hanks?
Robin Williams.
Oh.
Who was also considered for the role of Brian.
Oh.
But as we both know, that did not work out.
No.
Imagine seeing his hairy chest. His bearskin rug of a chest. Donaldson's... Oh, wait, no, hold on. Here's some other actresses who are also for the role of Jordan Mooney, who is the girl he finally falls in love with. Jennifer Grey, Demi Moore, Ali Sheedy, Jodie Foster, Daryl Hannah, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Jennifer Jason Leigh were all considered for the role. Instead, it was cast to Elisabeth Shue. This film is ranked among the 100 most enjoyably bad movies ever in the Golden Raspberry Award, founder John Wilson's book, The Official Razzie Movie Guide.
That's a really good way to describe this movie.
But is it enjoyable?
I mean, I didn't have a bad time.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. It was just a mediocre time.
Yeah.
The soundtrack was ranked number 1 in the weekly charts from 1988 to 89 in Australia and Canada.
Nice.
It seems like almost every Tom Cruise movie that has like a pop culture soundtrack, it always does amazing in Canada. and Australia.
They appreciate music.
I guess so.
The theme was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I enjoyed the soundtrack in this one.
Yeah, doesn't it have a... I think one of the songs was like kind of famous.
It has the fucking Kokomo by the Beach Boys, which apparently they made for this movie.
That one.
Another fun fact, Kokomo, not a real island resort.
Oh.
Or not a real island place. It's there's a Kokomo, Indiana. But it's a fake island.
I just thought that was like a Japanese name.
Whoa, hey, let's calm down here, Saul. It's 2019. That could have been East Asian. In Bret Easton Ellis's novel American Psycho, filmed as American Psycho.
What?
I didn't read this one through. The lead central character of Patrick Bateman catches an elevator with movie star Tom Cruise and commends him for his performance in the movie Bartender, with Cruise correcting him and stating the picture's name is actually Cocktail.
He's like, potato.
Yeah, have you ever seen American Psycho? Also, filmed as American Psycho. It's a really good movie. It's with Christian Bale. He plays like this 80s Wall Street fucking guy, and like he murders people basically, but is it all in his mind? It's really good.
That's pretty cool.
I would have loved to see Tom Cruise in that movie. This is a bit of a tangent, but there is a fan edit online that I've yet to watch, which combines Batman Begins, American Psycho, and The Machinist, which is another Christian Bale movie. It's the one where he, like, if you look up Christian Bale body, it's the one where he's like tiny and real skinny.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently it puts it all together to be like one like fever dream of like a madman's day. The movie's popular song Kokomo by the Beach Boys was Golden Globe nominated in 1989 for the Best Original Song. But it lost out to a tie between Two Hearts from Buster and Let the River Run from Working Girl. And finally, the number of sexual conquests and or romantic liaisons that cocky bartender Brian Flanagan, Tom Cruise, has in the movie totaled, or actually that doesn't say totaled, it says totaled. There's only one T. To 4. These were Coral, Gina Gershon, Bonnie, Lisa Baines, Jordan Mooney, Elisabeth Shue, and Carrie Coughlin, Kelly Lynch. And then it's in parentheses, they share at least one passionate kiss.
Who the hell is Bonnie?
She's the one with the big fur coat.
Oh, right.
The like older woman that he picks up at the bar, and then fucking, because he was dared to, and then he ruins his relationship with Jordan.
And the last one is Doug's wife?
Yeah. Fuck me, I did not see that ending coming for Doug.
Spoilers.
Yeah, sorry for this movie from 1988. All right, you ready to move on to the discussion?
Yep.
So, I forgot this. It opens up with Tom. I thought he was on a ride along.
I thought he was going to war. But he was coming back.
I also thought they were impersonating officers.
Oh, yeah. They were going to, stop the...
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What is happening? I'd be freaking out. But the movie starts. Tom is like, he just got back from war.
It doesn't say when.
And they're chasing after a bus because I guess he missed it or something.
Which, if he was already, in a car ride...
Yeah, fucking already take him there.
They're, right outside the
Yeah, I was gonna say. 15 minutes from New York. We've been driving for 3 hours following this bus. We gotta get him to stop. But yeah, that's how the movie begins. And then he makes his way to New York. And he's what the fuck? It's like showing how fun of a guy he is, and he's like talking to all the people on the bus, and he's like talking to a little baby.
Yeah, he talked to him as if it was his own son.
Uh-huh.
I thought like that was like his wife and kid.
Maybe it was.
Maybe. He has like this whole other life. I put opening music kind of catchy.
I don't remember what was the opening.
He has a kid? Question mark.
What was the opening music?
I forgot, but it was very 80s.
Oh.
That's why I liked it.
There's a lot of close-ups of dogs that he looks at on the sidewalk as he's riding the bus through the city, which I do that too. Yeah. Whenever I see a dog, I'm like, oh, dogs. A dog!
If I'm like on a long road trip, or I'll just like count the dogs I see.
I have right here that this is the most confusing intro in a Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah.
I fucking don't know what the hell's happening, where it's in media res, as you could say. Which is in the middle of things, kind of. He meets his Uncle Pat at the bar that his uncle owns. You have any... when's your next one come in? Is that later in the film?
Yeah, I put his Uncle Pat sounds like Mr. Krabs.
He does! I thought he was the same person.
Yeah.
Bryan wants to make $1 million. That's his goal. So then he starts looking for jobs on Wall Street and everywhere else, but he doesn't have a degree, so he doesn't get any jobs. And like as this montage of him job searching continues, it just like it starts at the top and just goes lower and lower and lower and lower.
Yeah.
Until one day he sees a wanted sign in a bar, and he meets the Australian bar owner / does he own that bar?
Wait, he was Australian?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was English.
Wow, Saul, get cultured. I couldn't tell if he owned the bar or if he just like was the head bartender.
Yeah, I thought he was like the owner.
I guess. But he sure fucking takes that job for a better bar quick.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he killed the original owner.
That's why he tried to run away.
That's why he wouldn't talk to anybody. That's why he was like, yeah, Jamaica's a great idea. But this bartender is named Doug Coughlin, whatever. And he's, how does Bryan get the job? He's just like, I'm spunky and full of energy.
Yeah, he's like, please get out. You're scaring my customers away. But he just says that he's like a quick learner. And the dude's like, all right, I guess.
Yeah, okay, I'll have you work on the busiest night of the week. Bryan does not do very well on his first night.
All right, I put PTSD for that.
Oh my god, he would, especially if he's seen combat. Fuck, there's just like everybody's screaming at him. There's loud noises. People are fucking breaking glasses.
I meant for me though.
Oh, for you. Oh yeah,
like
from
busy.
When you were a bartender in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I thought that too. Like he was just gonna get war flashbacks.
But it doesn't. It's kind of a comedic ending.
It's never really brought up again that like he's a vet.
No, it's not.
The one thing, it's like when he was applying for jobs, one of them's like, maybe you should re-enlist, which is kind of fucked up to say. Especially if this was like during like Vietnam or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think there were any war. Desert Storm was coming up, but bye. Don't forget to lock the front door so nobody breaks in and kills us.
Okay, bye.
Scientology's coming after us. Yeah, no, he never comes. I was trying to think. I think I'm just making things up where the Jordan's dad makes fun of him for being a vet or something. He's like, you should have been killed, but. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, if anything, he was like at a desk job or he was just stationed somewhere. Because this is still a Cold War. That Soviet Union wouldn't fall until like 91.
So this was like during the 60s, 70s?
No, Cold War was still going in the 80s.
Oh.
This would have been Reagan era.
Oh, right.
Him eating those jelly beans. But yeah, I feel like he probably didn't see a lot of combat.
Yeah. Otherwise, he wouldn't have. Is there a fight scene in this movie? Oh, right.
You could say it's a fight scene, but it's more just punching.
Yeah.
But, like, fucking, there's a GI Bill. He could have gone to college, which I guess he
Yeah.
kind of did, but then he gave that up pretty quickly.
But like, yeah, I thought this movie was gonna be him like trying to balance like, work and college, but like that doesn't last very long. But yeah.
Maybe we'll have to read the book and see if it's any different. So yeah, at the end of his first night, Bryan is just like, he's worn out, he's fucking, he's in shock. And then Doug offers him not 1, not 2, but 5 shifts.
Nice.
And then he says that he gave his waitresses crabs. Do you remember that?
Oh right, he was like, but your waitresses hate me, and he was like,
He's like, you don't know hate until you've given them crabs or something.
I wonder if that means he has crabs.
I assume so, if he gave them to her. Wait, Bryan?
No.
Doug?
Doug, yeah.
I took that as meaning that he gave them all crabs.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
It is. It's okay, just
Maybe it's a good thing he killed himself.
Oh my. That got dark. I thought we were gonna wait until the end to make those jokes.
He didn't kill himself, everybody. He's fine. He's in a ranch up north. Oh, then he says that for bartenders, less is more. Just like design, which I thought you might get a kick out of.
That's good.
Doug then shows Bryan how to like do everything, and Bryan makes a Star Wars joke.
Oh yeah.
That was so fucking weird.
That was kind of out of place.
Mhm.
He didn't seem like the type to know what Star Wars even was.
Wow, Saul, you gatekeeping Star Wars? This has been about 5 years since the last Star Wars movie came out in '88. Yeah, because Return of the Jedi was '83. Then Bryan starts flipping bottles and shit.
Yeah. He gets super good, super quick.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
Makes
He
sense
does-
because he is Tom Cruise.
he did say he was a quick learner.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
He proved himself.
Do you have any notes about his college life?
Oh, yeah. I put, like, I think he had, like, 3 different scenes, like, different professors. There was, like, an English one. But the business one, I put, business professor is kind of an asshole.
Kind of. He's fucking going through and roasting all of his students.
Yeah, especially that lady. That was fucked up.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Also, one of his assignments is his professor asks them to write their own obituaries.
Yeah. I kind of like that, though.
Yeah, Bryan has a good time with
Yeah.
it. He's like, Bryan Flanagan, dead at the age of 99 after bending his 18-year-old 7th wife.
Who was in the hospital for exhaustion. I'm like, geez, he hypes him. He, like, made himself to be, like, Hugh Hefner or something.
But yeah, Bryan, he starts enjoying being a bartender, and, like, women start checking him out, and he goes over to Doug, and he's like, yo, this chick over here is serious, fuck me eyes.
And then her boyfriend shows
Yeah.
up. He's like, oh, never mind.
Oh yeah, and then the business professor asks his students to create business plans, which he then chastises every single one of them.
Yeah.
What was the first guy's one, like makeup for dogs?
Yeah.
That seems like a
makeup
very
for pets.
80s thing.
Yeah, that's, like, super niche.
It's like in that time where like I guess like PETA and everybody were protesting like use of animals and like makeup tests.
Mm-hmm. What was the ladies?
It's something that has to do with pastries, because I have a quote here from the professor that says, she wants to be the Donald Trump of the cookie business.
Oh, right. I think that's, like, a much different reference back then than it is now.
Fucking, he had I don't know what year The Art of the Deal came out. It was sometime in the 80s. But Trump, yeah, he was like the big fucking terrible realtor magnate. Started a lot of casinos.
So, like,
None
was
of them
The
are bad.
Apprentice his, like, high point before 2016?
Basically, yeah. Because other than that, he had a bunch of businesses that failed. He had a college that failed. You know what I always say, Saul? Keep actors and celebrities out of politics. But Trump's all right in my book.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, any viewers, we agree with whatever political stance you have.
That's good.
Then Bryan calls his professor out on his bullshit.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that was very cathartic.
And then he got an F for that.
Yeah, he flunked. Oh, and then the professor brings up Bryan's one, which is he wants to create a New York-style bar throughout the country/world, which I was reading. Apparently, this story is very similar to TGI Fridays.
The real life?
Mm-hmm. Because apparently, I guess TGI Fridays started out as this, like, little, shabby bar, and they just started franchising out, and then it eventually became the weird, family-oriented business that it is today. Have you seen the movie Waiting?
No.
Oh, it's a good movie about people who have to work at, like, a TGI Fridays, and the business manager's, like, really into it. He's like, come on, get your swag!
Oh.
Like, put your swag on. You get these little buttons that you can put on. It's a good movie.
Is it, like, is the story, like, about TGI Fridays? Is it kind of like those,
No, I think they have Dane Cook.
Oh.
I can't remember who. It's Jennifer Aniston and, like, Dane Cook. They work at this place, and it's like, about the fucking employees that work there and all the shit they get up to.
Did they, like,
Did
they, like, mess with this lady's plate?
Yeah, and they have, like, the ball spreading.
I think I
also, what's that little
one?
That little comedian that looks like a little boy?
Andy Milonakis?
Yeah, there you go. He's in that.
Oh.
He plays, like, this stoner who's always in the back rapping with his friend getting high. Anyway, back to Cocktail.
That's quite the tangent.
Yeah. Later, I guess, what does Bryan do? Does he go back to the bar after that?
Yeah, he, like, goes back to the bar to kind of whine to Doug about his professor, and, like, he doesn't know what he's gonna do now. So that's, like, when you kind of find out that he just kind of quit college.
Yeah, even though it's not very outright stated.
No. It's just implied.
Yeah, and then they
which is, like, the only subtle storytelling this movie ever has.
It's sad and funny because it's true. Then later, I guess they get hammered, and they just go walking around the town singing Big Bopper songs.
That was kind of cool.
And then Doug falls down some stairs.
I thought he was gonna fucking die right there.
Fuck. No, he's all drunk. It's fine. His body is real.
Yeah.
It's all elasticy.
There's kind of, like, some truth to that, though.
What?
Like, the less tense your body is,
the
more damage you can take.
That's why you should always drive drunk, just in case you get into an accident.
I don't know if it's true, but I like read one like article where it's like this dude was knocked out during a tornado, and he got, like, picked up and thrown back out, and he lived.
Oh my god!
He, like, landed in a field.
Yeah, because when you're tense, like,
he only broke a few bones.
Oh yeah, he had a fucking piece of straw that went through his leg or something. Let's see. Oh, and then there's another bartending scene. What did you think of those scenes?
The one where at the new place, or, like,
just any of them, like any of them where they're bartending, like, because that's if you tell someone, hey, you know of Tom Cruise's 1988 film Cocktail, that's basically what they're gonna think of, because that's all you ever see about this movie.
Yeah,
I thought there was gonna be a lot more of it.
It was kind of neat, but it was just kind of the same thing every time.
That's why I skipped them.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I've never really been to a bar like that, so I wonder, like, is that really how...
Well, apparently, if there's a fucking, a whole profession about it called flamboyant bartending.
Oh, I have seen tricks where, like, they line up a bunch of bottles, like, they stack smaller glasses on top of them, and they just, like a little domino effect. I've seen that, but like, I don't know if that counts.
It does. Let's say it does. But yeah, there's a bartender scene, but they're still at that little crappy bar. And I guess word of mouth has gotten around that there's these two bartenders that do crazy tricks.
Literally, no one else in the entire city does stuff like that.
No, they don't. It's just old Gus standing behind the table, polishing it off, listening to your stories. And then the man asks Doug and Bryan to go work at his bar, which is called the Cell Block.
I didn't get the prison reference until they were wearing that outfit.
Oh my god, I didn't get that until just now. I was like, why are they striped?
Yeah.
I can't figure out what the fuck that building is.
It would be like the opposite, where the customers are the prisoners, and then like the dudes are the wardens.
Not because they can leave anytime they want.
True. Oh, you're right.
Was it set in a jail?
Yeah, because like the whole like setup is like just very.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Kind of like a prison.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just.
Oh, they should have like been in a cage, like the bar.
There's just electric chairs that are like actually massage chairs. But like for the viewer at home, imagine this in your mind's eye. It's just one of those like big cylindrical rooms where like there's various levels for the cells and everything, and at the very bottom of the floor is where this giant big ass blue bar is. Mm-hmm. And that's where Bryan and Doug hang out. And what the fuck is going on at this bar? Some dude in a suit and a briefcase gets up, and is it a comedy act?
Yeah, he
proclaims himself to be the world's first yuppie poet.
Yeah, he like does a little
like
poetry reading, which is, I guess it's supposed to be funny because people are like yeah, and then like they're cheering stuff also. Yeah, they're like saying stuff, which I thought was kind of funny, like a little, like they're kind of heckling him.
Were they though?
Not really, I guess, heckle, but like I don't know the word for it. Like kind of like making
like egging him on.
Yeah, making funny comments.
Yeah, but like that poetry reading stops, and then the crowd starts chanting, "More poetry! More poetry!" Yeah. Like, what the fuck is this?
I would have liked to
see. I would have loved to see just a whole movie about what happens at this bar. Imagine the colorful assortment of characters that go to Cell Block to get drunk and listen to poetry. Mm-hmm. And then Bryan gets up and starts doing poetry, which he is very good at.
Yeah, pretty good. What's the word?
He's
starts with an I think.
A linguist?
No. That starts with an L.
Hey, if you capital I, lowercase l, they look the same.
When you think of stuff on the spot really easily.
Improver.
Yeah.
That's not, he's good at improv. He's an improvisationalist.
Let's just say he's quick on his feet.
Yeah. His poem is about how America is obsessed with alcohol.
Not untrue.
Is that not what it is?
They're at the bar, so yeah.
Yeah, that's. And then like there's a lady photographer who we come to learn that her name is Coral. I did not learn that until you talked about her name.
Yeah, the second I saw her, she like had the love interest introduction, but I'm like, she doesn't look like the typical 80s love interest.
Why? Because she's older? Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Because she has crow's feet.
Wow. So fucked up. Bryan asks her, she asks him for an orgasm, and Bryan asks how many she wants.
Multiple.
Yeah, that's what she says. But this is a dumb joke because everybody knows that the female orgasm is fake. It's a myth. Mm-hmm. Men's rights. Then they just immediately start banging in her weird fancy apartment house.
All these girls are rich.
They are. Well, you think fucking poor people can afford to go to a fancy cell block bar or Jamaica?
You know what? I actually did wonder, like, why is that girl here in Jamaica?
Like,
she must have saved up a long time for this.
Yeah, I didn't think about it either until I was like, oh, that makes sense. They're rich.
Yeah. Then
later they were just like watching boxes or boxing. I wrote box.
Like that one SpongeBob. We now return to World Championship Boxing.
They're watching boxing, and this is where Bryan has his idea for his bar, Cocktails and Dreams, mm-hmm. which sounds like a gay bar.
It does. And he even said that the sign would be pink.
He did?
Yeah. He's like, I can imagine it now, the sign. Bright, pink, and neon.
I imagine gay bars make quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a hot, like, attractive, male bartender.
Tom Cruise in this.
Fuck yeah, he'd make bank.
There's one in San Diego called The Rail.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah. My friends, they kept trying to, like...
Yeah, didn't you talk about it?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I want to go. I don't think I'm ready. But then I looked it up another day, and, like, their events are, like, Harry Potter...
Harry Potter, but he's
quizzes.
gay. Oh, it's like a bunch of trivia night stuff.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's not what I imagined at all.
Yeah.
Also for Coughlin, is that his name?
I guess so.
I'll just name him Cough Drop now. I put he might be an alcoholic, but this was like the night after they got super drunk, and he was waking himself up with like an egg in a drink or something like that.
Well, that's how you don't get a hangover. You just continue to be alcoholic. You just stay drunk and you won't get a hangover.
Oh, super galaxy brain.
Yeah, it's a black guy pointing at his forehead. Bryan says that they'll need at least $75,000, and he proposes that they go to Jamaica to, I guess, get past the taxes and everything else that they'd have to worry about in America. Which is foreshadowing, I just now realize. Because later, Doug Coughdrop will be saying, like, that he should have, like, paid attention to business.
Oh, damn.
And Bryan was doing it from the start. And Doug Coughdrop was just making fun of his little
just that
books.
one class for business was enough for him. That's why he quit.
He's a quick learner. He's like, I have all I need.
His X factor is just, like, photographic memory.
And being really good at bartending. That's his mutant ability. Oh, there's that. Oh, I would be very shocked if there isn't a mutant in the Marvel universe.
Named Cocktail.
Oh my god. Fucking, he just has super agility or something. And he's great at business. And he runs his own mutant bar in New York.
So just Bruce Wayne, but like an alcoholic.
Yeah. You know what Bruce Wayne does? So, like, at parties, so like, he'll either get a glass of water if they're serving vodka, or he'll have like prune juice.
Oh, he doesn't drink?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
because that would ruin his senses. What if he needs to be Batman, Saul?
Oh, damn.
I think the only time I can think of when he actually drinks is in Dark Knight Returns, which is like when he's just like 60 something and he's retired.
Oh.
He finally has like a shot of whiskey.
He's like, this tastes awful.
He's like, I was gonna say, he's just sitting there in his study, and he's watching TV, and like the window's open to the side, and he takes the first sip, and he gets really buzzed because he's never had alcohol before, and then immediately the bat signal flashes on in the distance.
He's like, oh, shit.
It's like, fuck, first time in 30 years. Where were we? Oh yeah, Bryan and his gay bar dream. Then they just go shoot hoops.
Yeah.
For some reason. I didn't get this scene. I wasn't really paying attention. They were talking about the photographer.
Coral.
Yeah, what was the bet they made?
That he's like, he shouldn't get too attached to her because those kind of girls like will find another dude within a week. And
that's right.
He bet him that like
Coral would leave him in a week.
Yeah.
You want to explain what happens the next night at fucking Cell Block?
I was actually very surprised. I didn't see that coming. But then when it happens, like, that makes sense. I was right about her.
You're a good judge of character for people in 80s movies.
Yes. So, they're doing their usual thing, and Bryan sees Coral, and he's like, oh, hey, hello, how are you doing? And she kind of stank eyes him, like, not too happy to see him. And then he turns around to
just attend the bar.
Then he turns back around and he sees her sharing gum with
Doug Coughdrop.
With Coughdrop. And he's like, hey, what's going on here?
Like, it again, fucking Bryan making these goddamn bets.
Yep.
Then he punches Doug. And the music screeches to a halt. Because Doug had the controller for the the sound system in his pocket, and it broke when he hit the floor. Yeah, and then Bryan quits. And,
You forgot the best part.
what's the best part?
Oh, did you already say he punched him?
Yeah.
And then Cough Drop, like, points a broken bottle at him.
Was it broken?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a full bottle he was pointing.
He was just gonna plug in him.
Fuck, that would do more damage than a broken one.
Well, because because Brian's like, what are you gonna do? Cut me? Go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah, because he had to, like, point
The
right
quality
to
on my version wasn't too good.
Uh-oh.
I think that might be why. I was like,
uh,
why is he just holding a bottle up to him?
Was a DVD scratched?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, the Blockbuster. I got a good return because it wasn't very good quality. But at least this time we didn't both rent the same copy.
Yeah.
I like this running narrative that we still have a Blockbuster in our town. Like the last Blockbuster Twitter account. So now, I think it like fades to black or something, and then Kokomo by the Beach Boys starts playing. And it's 3 years later.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not catch that. Oh,
I don't know.
because there is a time skip. I just thought it was like a few months.
I saw, I think on Wikipedia or somewhere, that it's like 3 years later, Brian's a bartender in Jamaica, blah, blah, blah. Kokomo's not a real place. Sorry to ruin your dreams, Blake. That's what it said. That was really weird. That Wikipedia would tell me that.
It's your FBI agent. He edited the page real quick.
So Brian he's a bartender at like this beachside fucking bar in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day...
I like his fashion sense.
Oh yeah, fucking...
Like super loose Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, and like khaki shorts.
Mm-hmm.
One day he's at the bar and then a woman runs up to him and she's like, my friend, she's passed out. Who could have seen this coming? All that we did all day was just sit in the sun and drink champagne. We haven't had any other liquids aside from champagne and salt water.
Yeah, I think that's like the only way you would pass out from drinking champagne.
We thought it would be fun to go drink the ocean.
Oh, this was
Please
really
come help us,
refreshing.
talking platypus. But yeah, he runs off, and he's like, I don't know why he runs over there, because he just tells him to call the cops. Or call 911.
Mm-hmm.
What happens? Because that's the girl's friend.
Slaps her until she wakes. No, I'm just kidding.
He beats her savagely with sand.
He just like explains how they'll take care of her, and then
Oh yeah, that's right.
the next scene is just like her in the van. She's like, "No, I'm fine. Oh wait, I'm gonna throw up. No, I'm fine."
Yeah, it's like Brian says like something like, they'll give you a shot of this, and she's like, I think I'm done with shots.
Yeah.
And the friend who ran over to the rescue to get Brian is Jordan Mooney.
I like her last name.
Yeah, it's fun. I think fucking like every goddamn woman on that beach was just a skinny white blonde woman.
Yeah.
And then Don't Worry, Be Happy starts playing.
Oh yeah.
As the girl's friend. I don't know when the fuck you learn her name. I surely didn't until like the very end.
Like in the credits? I didn't bother with the credits.
Yeah, me neither. But Jordan comes back to the bar to visit Brian. And then the cough drop himself shows up.
Dun. I thought he was going to be pissed to see him.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, hey, you'll...
rapscallion. And his opening line to this woman he's never met is, you want to see a grown man cry?
Yeah.
You want to explain Doug's situation?
Or
what's your notes?
It'll come up in a while, so.
Oh.
So, it turns out that while Brian's been here in Jamaica, Doug, I guess in his terms, landed a rich lady. So he's married to like this super rich girl now.
And she's like 20 something.
Who has like a 6-pack.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's also a boxer.
Oh wow, really? Was this in her
She wears pants.
Oh, that's scandalous. Was that in her character card that came with your box set of Cocktail? What was her strength and intelligence level?
It was 11 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But what did he say after? Like,
fucking, I don't remember.
I think he called her his princess or something like that.
Probably. He's married to like a wealthy socialite, and they're on their fucking honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember what happens after that, but I do remember the this sweet ass cover of "This Magic Moment" that they're playing. There's like this Jamaican band.
Mm-hmm.
While it's fucking Bryan and Jordan, they're dancing and everything. Yeah, that was my note about that. I just really like that cover. Bryan and girl race horses. They ride some trams and they watch street performers. And then later they talk about the little umbrellas that come in like your martini glasses.
Oh yeah, and how the dude that came up with the idea must be rich.
Yeah, fucking probably not. Unless he's like the fucking fortune cookie guy.
Is he like super rich?
I would assume so, since fucking there's like, I don't know if this is true or not, but there's like one guy who writes all of them, and he has like always like thousands of little notebooks and everything.
Damn.
Fortune cookies not actually Asian.
Oh yeah, it's like an American.
It's from fucking like
thing.
San Francisco or
like,
something.
What else? Is like hot dogs, I think, were.
Are they?
Yeah.
There's fucking sausages, but like hot dogs like in the buns.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom fries, which I call them. Yeah. Anyway, Doug and Bryan, then they talk shit to each other at the bar. And then they make another bet. Fuck's sake, Bryan, stop. You have this hot blonde chick who's like in love with you, and you're fucking making bets to see if you can pick up this woman at a bar. Fuck's sake. So he hits on a woman at the bar.
A cougar.
Yeah, a cougar. And she's like, I'm not interested. And then, she like brings out a cigarette, and instead of lighting a match and handing it to her, he lights the match and slides it across the counter and throws it at her.
Which it landed really close to a little piece of cloth.
Yeah, what if it landed on her dress?
Yeah.
Oh my
He, like,
god.
sets her on fire.
Fucking maniac. Oh no, like, yeah, endless love.
You know, does that mean I win the bet? I mean, like, you know, she's got the hots for me.
Oh my god.
Someone get an ending.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm burning! He's just sitting there shaking a cocktail glass. Blonde girl catches Bryan sneaking off with another blonde girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then she fucking cries alone on the beach in the dark.
Yeah, that was kind of sad.
I have right here. I don't even fucking know her name.
It's
Oh, the next scene was where I learned about it, when he goes and looks for her and they tell her that Jordan left Jamaica.
like the first plane to New York.
Mm-hmm. And I have right here a pertinent note. Bryan is a prick.
Yeah. I think this was like the first scene where I started noticing how like super predictable the movie was. Because like the second they made the bet, I'm like, oh, okay, so the girl's gonna see the other girl walk off with Bryan. She's gonna get super pissed because she doesn't understand the bet, and then he's gonna try to win her back.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, still, like, even if she understood the bet, I feel like that's like, pretty reasonable to be pissed at.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure at that point they were like pretty much boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, like he was coming along in his little Jeep, picking her up. They were talking about little martini glasses.
And then having kids.
Were they?
Yeah, she asked about something about kids.
Oh, I remember vaguely about it.
And I think that's what he meant when later on he says she spooked him.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. He's like, oh, first thing I'm going to do is get a vasectomy.
He's like, Ben Franklin had it right when he said to have sex with older women. So then Bryan, he's like sulking around his like little bungalow place, and Bonnie comes up and she starts like giving him a blowjob or something.
When she like got close to him, I kind of like skipped forward and like, I don't want to see that.
I don't remember what they say, but something prompts Bonnie to tell Bryan that what I got, there ain't no cure for.
Oh yeah.
AIDS.
I thought she was gonna turn into like a super crazy obsessed lady
Yeah.
that tries to kill the other girl.
Oh God.
I think. Oh yeah, this was my next little note. What is their age difference? Because she looks like she's well into her 40s.
I couldn't tell. Fuck, I don't know.
Because I feel like Brian's like let's say he enlisted when he could, 18. He was there for a few years. Maybe he's like 24, 25.
Probably about Tom Cruise's real age, so like 20 something.
So
I'm gonna
probably old enough to be his mom.
It's hot. Fucking he becomes a term I learned called a kept boy, which is where a man is kept as only a lover for a woman.
Oh.
Which is like a boy toy.
I've heard that one.
That's what he was.
So if they were to have gotten married, would he be the trophy husband?
Would he?
Because is
I
a
guess
trophy
so, yeah.
wife just like...
Oh yeah, he's just like hot, I guess. I don't
know.
Let's see. Doug then he's talking to Bryan again on his boat, and fucking his wife is showing off her hot body. And Doug's like, "Hey, you can always come and work for me again." And Bryan's like, "Fuck off! I'm gonna be amazing." And then he moves back to New York with Bonnie, and he just so happens to find the same diner that Jordan is working at. Because what a coincidence that they're both from New York and they met in Jamaica. Bryan and Bonnie, they fucking spend some time together, and Bryan's like, "Are you gonna tell that guy about my business plans today, Bonnie?"
He's like, no, not now, child. Just keep looking pretty.
Yeah, why don't you go over there and fix me a martini, and smacks his ass.
Now, Bryan, what did we say about having your ideas?
Oh. Oh, God. Then they go to an art exhibit, and Bryan gets in a fight with, like, this weird, greasy artist.
Greasy. Yeah, he did.
And then they break up.
Yeah, my next point was, Bryan gonna get drunk and probably ruin the night.
Oh, wow, how'd you see that coming? So yeah, Bryan gets drunk and ruins the night. And then later he goes to Jordan's diner.
Oh, my next one just yeah.
You got it right. She rejects him, but listens to his apology, and then she throws a bunch of food on him.
Yep.
Yeah.
That second thing looked a little gross.
Oh yeah, whatever that
was
weird soup
was. It reminded me of like, I think there was like an episode with like food that's alive. Oh wait, no. It's like have you ever seen Ned's Declassified?
Yes.
It's like the opening where like
oh yeah.
It reminded me of that. I'm like, oh no. She was also being pretty rude to the other people.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't their fault. Brian's a dick.
Yeah, fucking don't talk to him.
Yeah.
Fucking they have theater tickets. Bryan tells her that when a guy lays down a dare, you gotta take it.
Yeah, that was so like stupid.
Yeah, like what the fuck? What a terrible. The relationships in this movie were written by like a high schooler.
It makes it sound like you could literally just have Bryan do anything for you as long as you say,
I dare
you.
Bryan, I dare you to have a healthy relationship with this woman.
Just like when you tell a robot to divide by 0.
It's like can't does not compute. Cocktail.
Paradox.
Oh yeah, and then I don't know if that's when he goes to her apartment.
What a fucking stalker. He waits the whole night for her until she goes out. And then he like pretends to be a homeless person. He's like spare change man.
What? Did I miss something? I think I better skip past this.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He squats down when she's like about to leave the place. And he's like, spare change, ma'am. It reminded me of Squidward.
I was an astronaut, football player from space, king. But Jordan tells him that he's pregnant. That's where I skipped to.
He's pregnant.
Oh, wait.
Damn.
Jordan tells him that she's pregnant. So Jordan is pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
That's the pertinent information. Because no one knew how to use a condom. I tried to look up the first movie that had condom use in it. Couldn't find anything.
Like, movie in general?
I probably should have specified non-porn.
Because there were someone losing it, right?
I think there was.
They like one of those dudes like bought a bunch of condoms and like gave them to everyone. It's like, make sure you don't get AIDS from these Mexican whores.
Well, yeah, those are Mexican whores. So yeah, then Bryan is distraught because he brought this upon himself, and he goes to his uncle's bar or whatever, and to talk about it, and Uncle Pat's like, "What's wrong, Bryan?" And he's like, "I got this girl pregnant." And Pat yells, "All right, bar's closed."
Serious talk time.
Yeah.
He doesn't really give good advice, though.
No. What do you think happened to Bryan's parents? Burned in a fire.
This mysterious fire.
And, Bryan, for the first time in his life, feels empathy for another human being. What is with these characters and just being terrible people?
Yeah, they're just super selfish.
Fuck. Like, how long until we had what was the last... Color of Money, he was pretty selfish.
Legend.
He's...
Who is he again in Legend?
He's Link.
Oh, he's like the... yeah. I mean,
I guess that's not selfish because he wants to save the world, but he wants to save the world because it's the woman he loves.
Yeah, he just wants to save the world because his coochie happens to live in it.
Yeah. Outsiders, he just likes to eat chocolate cake and watch cartoons. But he's also a gang member.
Forbidden Love. No, that's...
Fuck.
Super selfish. Taps, he was...
He was fucking insane.
Yeah.
And, you know, All the Right Moves.
He was selfish.
Mm-hmm. Top Gun. There's hardly a character there, so...
No, yeah.
Risky Business.
Super selfish.
Is he, though?
'Cause, like...
Well, it's not his fault that the prostitute stole that thing. It's his friend's fault.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get it back. So, out of all 10 movies that we've watched, Risky Business, Tom Cruise is the least selfish, but barely.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because the only reason he wanted to get that back was just to stay out of trouble.
Yeah. He's not a good person. Let's see. Oh, then Bryan gets the address for Jordan and her parents. Oh, no, I was thinking it was way creepier than it is, but he goes to Jordan's apartment, but her, like, neighbor is like, "Oh, she's at her parents."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Where's that?" And she's like, "Okay, mysterious man, I'll give you my friends and name and address."
It's because he's really handsome. Because,
mm-hmm. She does say that his charms won't influence her anymore.
Oh, yeah, his sexy smile won't work on him. Which, like... If someone's really handsome, they can't possibly be like a serial killer.
No, they can't be a rapist.
Ted Bundy. Did you see all those memes of like how girls like the type of girls that like obsess over that Netflix special of Ted Bundy are the same girls that probably like fell for the real one?
Fuck, like fucking Charles Manson was all right looking, but he fucking got married before he died in prison like a year before. And he had a swastika carved in his forehead.
So some girl, like, got infatuated with him while he was in prison?
Mm-hmm. And then, like, I think she was a little, like, probably, like, 20s or 30s. Got married to him.
Jesus.
Fuck's sake, I'm not gonna get into it.
She did not value herself.
This isn't the place to speak ill of Charles Manson.
Do it on your own time, guys.
Yeah, God, come on, people.
Let's see, what's my next thing?
He goes to Jordan's rich parents. Or dad.
Yeah, you don't see her mom. I hear Jordan, and I just think of a male name.
I don't know. Is Jordan D-O-N? Is that... I don't know what the feminine and I think... is O-N the feminine? No, O-N's the masculine.
Oh, I didn't know there was. I just thought it would be like how Sam can be girl or guy.
Because I think I knew a Jordan in high school, but she was a woman. I feel like I want to say that A for Jordan is feminine, basing this on nothing except for the vague knowledge of Spanish.
I thought you were gonna go there.
Oh my god, am I a character in an 80s movie? Then Jordan's dad gives Bryan $10,000, which is $21,000 in now money, to like get him to just go away.
Honestly, Bryan had a point where he's like, "Is that how little your daughter's worth to you?" And he's like, "I don't know. What can I say? I have a really tight belt." So that's like a hotel, right? And he lives there, so...
I thought it was just like a fancy apartment complex,
Oh.
and they just have like the penthouse place.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But
I think
they
it's
all
an
look
apartment.
kind of like bellhops.
They do. Maybe they want it to be like... Maybe it's both. I don't know.
I thought it was kind of like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Maybe.
Where like...
This is the influence for Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yes, that whole show is based on this.
Oh, God. Oh. So, yeah, Bryan leaves after he argues with the dad, and he sneaks into Doug's big bar. Doug Cough Drop.
Mm-hmm. That's the name of the bar, the Cough Drop.
But it's like this fucking hip and hopping bar, and there's like a line where you see like the bouncers and the crowd outside, and someone's like, "I'm so-and-so's cousin," and one of the bouncers is like, "You look more like his couch."
I didn't catch that. That's pretty good.
Doug's wife, they meet up, and she kisses Bryan on the lips before she walks over and kisses another man on the lips.
Oh yeah, I was like, what the fuck? All these girls are like super
promiscuous.
Yeah. Which, you know,
Begone, thought. Women can't have sexual needs or something.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we don't agree or disagree if you do, but hey, maybe make sure your partner's okay with that before you do it.
You know, polygamy is one thing, but...
Yeah, having an open relationship is fine, but having an open relationship which is one-sided and the other one doesn't know about it is not that fine.
Did you ever watch Cheaters?
No.
I think it was like... I want to say Fox or one of those channels, like... Whenever... Oh, it was... What was Attack of the Show on G4?
Oh my god.
You remember that show?
Yeah.
I just like opened the vault of your memories. But yeah, like I remember like during their last few days on life support. Yeah, just constant marathons of Cheaters.
What?
I guess the show must have been very cheap because nothing else was ever on.
There's fucking enough cheaters to have syndication, I guess.
Yeah.
So Bryan and Doug. Also, apparently this bar is on like the ocean front or something.
Oh yeah, because it's like right in front of his boat.
Yeah.
Location.
They go and chill in Doug's boat, and Doug reveals that he's running out of money quick.
I wonder if people ever like, fall off the pier right there. All the drunk.
There's no way that doesn't fucking happen.
Yeah. There's like a whole. Like,
that's why he's losing all his money, because he had to keep paying the fucking the lawsuits he was getting for people drowning.
They should have to like sign a little waiver when they get there.
They should really put up a guardrail. But Doug's like, "Hey, I don't own this dock."
Gotta cut costs somewhere. Safety is one of them.
Yeah, that's why that dock's so rickety. Do you have any more notes, or what's your next one?
It's like a pretty big event.
Okay. So Carrie comes down and she's like, "Doug, I want to go home."
He's like, "Sorry, I'm drunk."
Yeah, I'm fucking plastered, babe. Why don't you let Bryan take you home? So they do. And Bryan walks her up to her apartment, and like there's weird tense music playing. Like one of them's about to kill the other.
She has like I actually didn't watch the whole movie, but in the new Wonder Woman where like where how she has like a sword on her, in her dress. She like turns around, there's like a knife, like is that a decoration for you? For
Yeah,
your dress?
it's like a bow.
Don't worry, it's just an ornament. It's not really sharp or anything.
Oh, it won't puncture skin. I've tried. Then she starts making out with Bryan. And Bryan, he's kind of into it at first. But then he's like, no! I'm putting a stop to this! No, I'm not doing this again!
Even though he, like...
Even though he's
he
like...
let it happen for a while.
Yeah, well, hey, have you seen how hot she is? Let's see. Where the fuck am I? Oh yeah, Bryan turns her down, and Carrie... Yeah, apparently she doesn't understand a monogamous relationship. A monogamous marriage. And she's like, you're just scared!
Yeah. Of what, though?
Yeah, what? And Bryan's like,
Of
I don't know
cheating?
what the fuck I'm doing! He's like, you're scared of this pussy! You're scared of getting all the viral diseases I have!
Crabs aren't that bad.
Oh god, she definitely does! Bryan later returns to Doug's boat to find Doug has killed himself.
Fucking dead. I thought at first he got, like, he was killed by someone, but, like...
Maybe he was.
No, but then, like, I thought that until he gave,
The suicide note?
not him, but, like, someone gave him the note.
It's like in
His force
horror
ghost.
movies, where, like, the killer, like, pops back up real quick, like,
Oh, yeah.
one last scare.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Doug laying dead on the table, and Bryan's like, oh my god, oh no. And then Doug's like, hey Bryan, I want you to have this note.
Like the king in Shrek, when he's a fry, he's about to die. And he almost dies, and he starts talking again.
Oh.
And then he dies for real.
There's this horrible B movie I watched where the daughter kills her father. And
Is it called the B movie?
I don't remember what the fuck it was called. It was like The Blood of something. It was actually pretty good. But she kills the father, and he dies, and he's like laying dead in bed. And then his maid, because he's like bedridden and hospitalized, she comes in and finds him, and then suddenly he's laying there dead, and he's like, "Bah!"
Why would that be the first thing someone does?
Especially when you're dead.
Yeah. Oh, what a weird dream.
I thought I died. Oh wait, I did. Anyway, it's sad. Doug killed himself. Get help if you're suicidal.
Yes.
Don't be like Doug. Bryan then goes to Jordan and he begs her for forgiveness. Oh, do you have a note about his death?
Yeah, I put, is Doug dead? And he's like, oh shit, yep. Rest in peace.
That's what's on his tombstone.
I thought that's what was gonna happen. Like, I guess this is a very, like I said earlier, this is a super predictable movie, but like, you could tell something was gonna happen when like he was walking back to the pier, and it's like the lighting is like super like blue and like sad. I
feel like I'll talk about this hopefully if I remember after the movie or after we get done with the discussion because we're almost over with it. Bryan says that Doug was too proud to ask for help and that he doesn't want to turn out like him and make the same mistake. And then Jordan's prick of a father comes in and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And like security's chasing him down because he kind of broke in.
Yeah.
But Jordan's like, "I'm in love with him. I want to be with him."
I like how easy it was to get past that dude. He just he just turned around like, all right, he's just gonna go. Wait a minute.
It's like, I trust this man to go on his own. But yeah, they have a scuffle, and Jordan's prick of a father kicks her out and says that he won't be giving them any money or support.
Up. He's like, "You're on your own now, kid."
Like, you ruined me or something. Like, I don't know. He's just like, "You soiled my good name."
I wonder if he was like paying for her apartment.
Maybe.
Because she was a wait.
Yeah, she was working, but that's a pretty. Well, we don't really see her apartment that much.
It's not very big, right?
No.
It's just like one of those studio apartments.
Yeah. And then Bryan and Jordan get married at Pat's bar.
Yeah. It's,
which is a nice place to have your pregnant wife, a nice smoke-filled bar where everybody's drinking booze.
Say, this is like getting married at a Denny's or something. Like if
at least it has.
If the dude's like the shift manager or something.
It would be different if like your uncle owned the Denny's.
Like, hey uncle, can we have my wedding here? And I was like, sure, just not during lunch, rush hour.
Yeah, fuck, it's the most important time of the day. Then Bryan gives a poetic speech at the bar, which is now... Oh, no, wait. I think what happened is they got a loan. They opened their own bar, or did they take Pat's bar? Because at the very end, he has his Cocktails and Dreams pink neon sign in the background.
Yeah, I think it's another place because I don't think it was near the pier. Did you think he was gonna name it after Doug?
Yeah.
Because
I thought he was gonna name it like Coughlin's Dreams and something. No, he names it Flanagan's.
I'm like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of like yeah, he made it himself, but
he was your mentor.
Yeah, he could have at least named it
the cough
Flanagan's and
or like F and C.
Yeah, selfish
fucking prick.
He mourned him for like a day, and then he's like, "All right, time to get rich."
Mm-hmm. Jordan tells Bryan that she has something else that'll spook him, and she whispers something in his ear, and he's like,
"You lied this whole time. You were never pregnant.
You're just fat." No, she tells him she's pregnant with twins.
Dun dun dun.
Oh my god!
And
after his speech where he just said that if he has a boy, he'll give the business to him, but if he has a girl, she won't be able to work at the business.
Something like that.
That's the gist of it.
What if this is the prequel to The Parent Trap?
What?
Because there's twins.
I was gonna say, what if this is the sequel or the prequel to Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito?
Not Twitches.
What?
You've never seen that movie?
No.
It was on Disney all the time. It's like Tia and Tamara from that show. It's those girls.
Sister.
Yeah, sister. It's those girls, but they're like twin witches from another dimension.
What the fuck?
That like their parents sacrifice. It's kind of like Superman, the premise of that.
Oh.
Where like they send them off to another world
what
to
the
like
fuck?
not get killed. Yeah.
Okay then. What the fuck are they smoking? Then Bryan offers to drinks on the house. Hey everybody, I just opened this bar. Take all of my stock.
Mm-hmm. And the uncle was like, "No, you dumbass."
The end.
That's the last thing you should do when you're about to have a kid.
Yeah, fuck. The end.
Yes.
Afterthoughts. Here at the Cruising Altitude, we have a very special rating system. It is out of 21 possible teeth, because any given time you see Tom Cruise smile, he will be showing at least 21 of those teeth.
Mm-hmm.
You want to think your score over while I read off other scores that I found online?
Sure.
IMDb gives this a 5.9 out of 10.
I'll use a calculator this time.
Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 5%. Metascore...
Out of 100?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Metascore has it as a 12. And Roger Ebert gave it a 2 out of 4. Saul, out of 21 possible teeth, what would you give this film?
14 and a chipped tooth.
Wow.
Which is 69%.
Fuck's sake. I gave it a 12 out of 21.
Wow.
Yeah, my afterthought for this movie is that cut out everything after Bryan quits until he comes back to New York and is with Jordan, maybe.
And literally nothing changes. Like, you don't miss out anything.
Yeah, fucking cut out every Jamaica scene. And then it's like a half-hour-long movie, but it'll be more consistent. And because, fuck, everything in Jamaica is literally just filler.
Yeah, it's most of the movie, right?
Yeah, it is. The film is bookended. The beginning and the end are pretty good. Like, that'd be a good film. Like, if he stayed in New York and
that's the best of it.
Yeah.
I don't think good is so good.
It's the most enjoyable part of the movie.
Yeah.
But I guess we should be thankful, because if they didn't go to Jamaica, we would have never gotten Kokomo by the Beach Boys.
Oh, that's true.
I really enjoyed the soundtrack for this movie.
I think that's a very consistent thing with these movies.
Yeah.
Like, even if the plot is like super awful and bland,
it has
the
a
music
great
is always
soundtrack,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any afterthoughts before we move into the news?
I forgot what I was gonna say about it. How would you? Oh, you already said, how you would improve it. Just like cut out most of it.
Focus the film entirely just on Bryan in New York. Keep him in college. Maybe he gets a job. I don't fucking know. Someplace else. That's how he meets. Either he gets a job as like a busboy, or he goes to the diner where Jordan works at, and that's how he meets her. Maybe. Fuck. I don't know. She goes on vacation in Jamaica and leaves him in New York, or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Add tension. Like maybe it's not his kid.
Oh.
Yeah. But just fuck Jamaica. God. What would you do to this movie?
Yeah, I don't think the Jamaica portion is... Or maybe, like, if they had taken it even further and just have him stay there and, like, make a super big business there.
Yeah.
And then years later, they, like, try to reconcile.
Yeah. And then they combine. They combine their businesses. And then they become TGI Fridays. Are you ready for the news, Saul?
Sure. Yep.
I was very surprised when I saw this headline.
Oh.
Tom Cruise
Mm-hmm.
meets Ukrainian president amid impeachment crisis. Has nothing to do with the impeachment of Trump. Nothing to do with the Ukrainian president being told that he should spy on Trump's political enemies. You know, a treasonous thing to do. We agree with you. But I saw somewhere people were talking about it might be for Tom to ensure that the country doesn't close the Scientology branch.
Oh.
But also I saw that it might be because he wants to film a movie there and there's like fucking like tax write-offs and shit.
I was gonna say, like, maybe it's just to promote his movie and make sure, like, it doesn't get banned in that country.
I wouldn't be surprised if they film there for the next Mission Impossible films because there's a lot of mountains there that they can fly helicopters through.
to the tune of Danger Zone.
Yeah. No, that's Top Gun. God, so.
Aren't there helicopters in Top Gun?
No. Maybe once, but it's mostly about jets, yeah. So this is from the Washington Post. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky knows a thing or two about the silver screen. Before the political newcomer won Ukraine's presidential election in a landslide.
Was he in porn?
Wink. Landslide. He was an actor, appearing in a number of films and best known for playing a president in the comedy TV show Servant of the People. Like I said earlier, keep celebrities out of politics. Now, as Ukrainian's real-life president, he has found himself embroiled in an international scandal with the phone call he had with President Trump in July. I should also note I didn't read through this article before I copied and pasted it. At the center of an impeachment inquiry in Washington, with his unusual background, Zelensky has more experience talking to actors than world leaders. And on Monday evening, after days of high-level meetings at the United Nations in New York, he seemed at ease as he welcomed American movie star Tom Cruise to Kiev. Which I assume that's the capital of Ukraine. In a statement, the presidential office said Cruise visited Ukraine at Zelensky's invitation. You're very I'm not going to do an accent. You're good looking. ... Like in a movie, Zelensky, a professional comedian, told Tom Cruise as the room burst in laughter. It pays the rent, Cruise joked back.
These are very robotic.
You should see the video. Zelensky's office released clips of their exchange, in which Cruise can be heard saying, "We're looking, we're seeing, we're very excited about it, very excited," and later mentioning that he took note of Ukraine's cobblestone streets.
Huh. That's, interesting. Maybe it's an endless love sequel.
Oh, I hope so. This is from a Deadline article. In a statement, the government of Ukraine said Cruise is interested in shooting a movie there and received an invitation to visit. The president of Ukraine told the guest about his own experience in cinema, his office said. Ukraine has a new law offering subsidies to foreign filmmakers in an effort to attract investment in the country. Zelensky has been subject of breathless internet... Okay, that's some more stuff about Trump asking him to look into President Joe Biden and his son. But yeah, Tom Cruise is in the news. Nice. We actually have some Cruise news.
I wonder if it's a movie he's trying to like direct and write.
Oh my!
And do stunts in.
That would be fucking amazing. We'd have to fucking skip all the other movies and go straight to that one.
I'm down.
Yeah, I think we might have to do that when the new Mission Impossibles come out.
Just skip to it, yeah.
Yeah. Because you got to get it while the iron's hot.
Mm-hmm.
So that concludes. Oh no, wait! Fuck! I almost forget each time to do the ranking.
I was gonna see if you forgot.
So at the Cruising Altitude, we have a special ranking for the movies. First place is Risky Business, then Top Gun, Taps, Endless Love, Outsiders in fifth, All the Right Moves, Legend, Color of Money, and at the very bottom is Losing It. Saul, where would you rank this movie in this list?
Let's see. I think we always ask, like, would we watch it again? Yeah. And while this one is a no...
Yeah, I would not. I would not watch this again.
I wouldn't watch The Color of Money again. I might...
Which would you...
I would only watch Legend again just for, like, the backgrounds, because they were, like, super nice. So, yeah, I would just put it right under Legend.
And really?
And above Color of Money. Wait, fuck. Those are both, like,
they're very
not
equal movies.
Bad, but super forgettable. Like, I wouldn't watch it again.
I don't know. Color of Money, I feel like, had more of a story.
Yeah, but I guess, like, ask yourself, if you were strapped down and they gave you a choice.
I'd go with Cocktail because it has a better soundtrack.
Yeah.
So, now the new ranking is Losing It stays at the bottom at number 10. Color of Money is now at number 9. And Cocktail is at number 8. Done. I think we've only had to flip the Tom Cruise coin, which one side has his pair of teeth, and the other side has the golden jet that Scientology believes brought aliens to Earth. Only once, and I think it was for... I think it might have been The Outsiders.
Oh yeah, I think it was like between that and Endless Love.
Yeah, that's what it was, because I wanted Outsiders to be below it. Alright, so there we go. New ranking. Cocktail goes slightly above Color of Money in our list.
I wonder if Tom Cruise has ever made, like, a list like this of...
He has one on his website.
Oh, really?
No, what he thinks of each one?
Yeah, like, which one would be his crown jewel? Which, I think it's probably Top Gun.
Yeah, that's fucking probably his most famous one. I think when we have him on the show, as a special guest, that we're definitely going to have to ask him that question.
Mm-hmm.
But that is it for this episode, this month's show. I think this might be the longest episode. Here's some self-promotion. Find us on iTunes, if it's still up, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, and PodBean, all at the Cruising Altitude Podcast. Actually, on YouTube, you can find me at Smokey's Videos. I make videos about comic books, and sometimes video games, and Saul's there too.
Yeah. Not with the comics, though.
No. I don't let him get into my territory. Follow us on Twitter at Cruising Podcast, at Smokey's Videos, and make sure you follow Tom Cruise at Tom Cruise.
We've been watching the counter.
Mm-hmm. It's not going up as much as we'd like. Don't make us get out the baseball bat. Follow Saul on Instagram at Dio Sama Art. That's Dio, like the singer, _ Sama, S-A-M-A, _ art. For all of his memes.
I think I'm going to make a separate one. Because, like, I've seen that, like, people don't like if you put kind of, like, different types of media on your Instagram page. So it's like, if you're an artist, only post your art. Don't post your selfies.
And join us again next month for 1988's Rain Man. Woo! Which is about an autistic man who's really good at counting cards or something. And
so I think I've seen this one.
Are you sure you haven't seen The Hangover where they parody it?
Maybe it was that.
But yeah, they go to Vegas and I feel like it's going to be a pretty good movie. I hope so. It's definitely going to be better than Cocktail and Color of Money and Losing It.
Especially Losing It.
Especially Losing It.
Do you think Tom remembers it? Like, if one day you just, like, happen to see him in person.
He's like, what do you think it's Losing It? What was it like?
He's just like, please don't ever speak that name again.
No, he wouldn't be like that. He would, he'd smile, he'd laugh, he'd be like, hey, buddy! And he'd come over and give me a hug. And he's like, don't you ever fucking talk about Losing It again.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna lose it, mister.
Then he like backflips away.
He does that weird woo he does in The Outsiders.
He did it in this movie too. Like when they were like singing
Oh yeah.
and like
really,
dancing.
He really enjoys his backflips. He's good at it. Hey, don't fix what ain't broke.
Yep. Do you think he can still do them right now?
Yes.
How old is he?
Fuck, what is he, like 56? I know we don't search things up, but we gotta search up his age, because he just had his birthday. 57.
Nice. I mean, I wouldn't think less of him for it if he couldn't, because I sure as fuck can't.
Yeah, me neither.
I can't do handstands anymore either.
I can only do a handstand if my feet are on a wall. But yeah, that concludes this episode. And as always, Saul, it's your favorite part of the show where we give our sign-off. Would you like to begin the first word?
All right. Calmly.
Take. Xanax.
And.
Watch.
Our.
Podcast.
Every.
Month.
Please.
There we go, everybody.
That was pretty coherent.
That's the most coherent one. Last month was fucking something about Tom Hanks. Like we always say here at the Tom Cruise Cruising Altitude podcast. What was it?
Calmly take Xanax and watch our podcast, please. Honestly, that sounds like a good night. Like, a good night to chill.
Yeah, just fucking get high and laugh with us.
A little wine.
Yeah.
Are you supposed to make some?
I mean, you can.
Yeah. If your liver's strong enough.
Yeah, if your constitution is at a high enough level. All right, everybody. See you next month for Rain Man. Bye.
Say goodbye, Turk.
Yeah.
He know? Oh,
He can't speak. He's a dog, Saul.
He's asleep, that's why.
Yeah. All right, bye.